Hello there, we're back at Brooklands again, and today is MG Day and British Marques Day, and it's another lovely sunny day. And at the moment we're in the middle of the MG Car Club South East paddock area, and there's a delightful array of vehicles here, including this beautiful MG PA Airline Coupe, very rare vehicle. He's driven this up from the Isle of Wight, I understand, today. Fantastic looking car. So we're just going to see if we can find a couple of owners in the MG Car Club South East section and chat to those. plenty of rare cars here on display at the moment. Some of the rarest these days are the MG Magnettes, and we have 3 beautiful examples here. And John Langford actually owns 2 of these, so we're going to have a quick chat with John. Hi there, John.
Good morning.
I understand these are both your vehicles you've got here today.
Yes, yeah, that's correct. I was lucky enough to get this Connaught Green one just a few weeks ago.
Ah, right, a recent acquisition then.
Yes, I've known this car for just over 6 years, and when I first saw it, I asked the gentleman if I could have first refusals, and it sort of came to fruition a few weeks ago. So I was lucky to get it.
Right, and so tell us a little bit about this car.
It was bought in Eastbourne back in 1967. The owner had it for 7 years, who sadly died. Then the chap I bought it from had it for 48 years.
Right.
And so this car is all totally original. And so he had it for 48 years. It's done 45,000 miles from new.
So pretty much a long-term ownership really on this, isn't it? 48 years.
Yes, it is, yeah. It's very, very reluctant.
You're going to keep it that long?
I'd like to think so.
Yeah. Can we have a quick look inside if we just
Certainly.
Open the door for us? There we go. So it's for the period, it's fairly luxurious interior.
It is, yes. It's got the obviously all the green carpets. It's got a period radio inside it. You can see the genuine mileage on there. Nice grey leather seats. With these ones, they have the squirters for the windscreen. They work on a vacuum, so some of them were converted to electric. Because nowadays, if you go to take them for an MOT, they say the squirters aren't working, but obviously they are because they're on the vacuum pump.
And these are close to top of the range for this model.
Yes,
Yeah,
they were.
so
There's the entry model was the Austin Cambridge, then the Morris Oxford, then the Wolseley, then the MG Magnette,
Right.
and the one above this was the Riley. And the only difference with the Riley, it had a slightly different dashboard and it had a rev counter.
Right, okay. What size engine have these got?
1622.
So 1622.
So it's a 4-cylinder.
Single carb?
No, twin carbs.
Twin carb.
The Magnettes and the Rileys were twin carbs.
Right.
All the other models in the Farinas were single carbs.
What sort of brake horsepower are these then?
I wouldn't know off the top of my head.
Probably what, 80, something like that? I
Yeah,
guess,
possibly, yes.
Somewhere in that region, just guessing.
Yes.
Okay, so this one. This is your other
Yes,
car
yeah.
that you've got here today.
This is the one I've had for about 6 years now. I bought this and it was nearly finished completion of a full nut and bolt restoration. So this one is absolutely immaculate, as you can see. So this one's had all new carpets. It's had all the dashboard redone, all the veneering, new headlining, and this one's just got over 40,000 miles as well.
Really?
This one had been laid up in a barn for about 35 years.
Goodness me. What year was this?
This is a 64, this
64.
one. 1964. So basically they're the same car, but this is an earlier one.
Right. Okay.
The seats are original in the terracotta, this colour. People sometimes think they're pink.
Yeah, it's
But
kind
they're
of
a
a
terracotta.
pink tinge to it, I guess.
Yes.
Depends
yes.
if I've got my sunglasses on or not. They look pinker with them
Yeah,
on.
that's it. And the carpets are like claret wine
Right.
colour.
It is a nice colour, isn't
Yes.
it? It all coordinates very well.
Exactly, yes. But out of 33,000 of these were made, there's less than 100 we know of left.
Really?
Yeah. They're quite a rare car now.
Well, of course, these would have been used in stock car racing,
That's
things
correct.
like that,
Yes.
when they got a bit old.
Back in the
70s.
70s and 80s, yeah.
And you often see these herring around a dirt track somewhere getting smashed to
Exactly.
pieces.
That's it.
But thankfully, these have been saved.
Yes.
Yes.
And hopefully they'll carry on like that and we'll carry on showing them.
Okay, and there we've gone under the bonnet in this lovely car. And it's as immaculate as the rest of it by the look of it. So just run us through what that is again. It's a 16...
It's a B Series 1622 engine. We've got your twin SU carburetors. The slight difference with this one, I've had electronic ignition fitted, which is just makes it a little bit more reliable.
Right.
And then you've got the original washer bottle there, which is, as I said before, it works on vacuum.
Yeah.
So inside here,
Is that unusual for the time, or?
I think at the time it was a sort of a standard thing.
Yeah.
But they've got a bellows inside, so when you push the button inside, the pressure releases and it pushes the water up to the squirters.
Right.
And then once you push the button, you can't stop it. You just have to wait for the bellows to empty, and then it charges up again with the pressure coming off the inlet manifold.
Oh, right. Okay. I'm not sure if that's efficient or not, really.
No, probably it's not really.
Probably not,
it's
is
not, and they're not very powerful either.
There. Well, thank you very much for showing us around both your cars, John.
Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Okay, this year is special in MG terms and circles because it's the 60th anniversary of the MGB, and the Car Club South East has got a lovely display of some early cars moving through to the last editions. So beginning with a lovely MGB Roadster there from, I think it's a 62 one, and just moving through an MGB GT. They came out in 1965. And we're actually going off the B a little bit here, but obviously still looks like a B. These are MGCs, and these are two beautiful renovated MGCs, a GT and a Roadster. Then we're going to move on to another variation here, the MGB GT V8, which was another variation of the MGB. Then a standard MGB Roadster, fairly late one here. And finally, we move on to the last editions. This is an MGB GT LE, and these are all made in 1980 and sold after the company had closed, in fact, in 1981. So they were kept and sold 580 of these LE versions of the GT, and there were 420 of the Roadster versions sold in 1981, and they all sold out pretty quickly. This is an example. It's actually one close to my heart because it's my car. So there we are, and we move on to what could be described as the final iteration of the MGB, but it's actually an MGRV8, and basically, you can see there is a follow-through from the MGB shapes. And this particular car belongs to Austin Banner, who's the secretary of the MG Car Club South East. Hello, Austin.
Hello, Tim.
Hiya. This is your beautiful RV8.
It is indeed. Well, I don't know whether you would call it beautiful, but it's certainly mine, yes.
And this is the last one in our timeline of MGB 60s cars, but it's not really an MGB,
I was going to say,
it?
it's a bit of a cheat, really, as one of the colleagues came along earlier, who's got an M-type right round the back, can't be seen, but there you go. And I said, yes, well, it's sort of an MGB.
It is. It's
I understand it's only about 5%.
Yeah, it's kind of base. You can see the shape of the MGB within it, I think, within the design, but a lot more
Very
modern
nearly
curves.
Coke bottle, I'll have you know. Not quite.
They're Coke bottle?
Yes.
What does that mean, then?
Well, the
shape
haunch.
of the wing at the back.
As per Ford. You've never heard of Ford, have you?
I don't know what they are. It's a Cortina.
Yeah, Cortina Mark II. That's where the name first came from.
That's where it came from, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
well, we'll say it's a Ford then, shall we?
No, it's not.
A Ford Cortina.
I have enough trouble telling people it's an MG, not a Rover.
Well, they were badged as Rovers
They were
to
indeed.
start with, particularly the Japanese ones were, weren't they?
Yes, it's not a Rover V8 at all. That's why it's called our V8.
Right. Exactly. So, you've had this car long?
About 15 years, I think.
15 years now.
Yeah.
Lots of mileage in it.
This has done 58,000, I think, now, something like that.
Yeah.
I've written it on the front there.
That's not bad,
As far as I am concerned, the journey it's done was to Stelvio Pass
All
about
right. Yeah.
4 or 5 years ago, I suppose.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah. That was good fun.
That's a good trip, that one. I've done that one
It is a
myself
good
to the
trip. It is a
Stelvio
good trip.
in
The
my other
car
MG.
gave me fun and games. We went up the Stelvio. They always tell you whether the Stelvio's open or not. Said it was open. Great. Off we go up the Stelvia, and sure enough, it was open until you get to the top. And then there were about, 4,000 cyclists. So we got to the
All
top.
trying to come down the other way.
And we tried to go through, and we were stopped by the German police. And even I can understand 5 Stunde. So we turned the car around and came back down again. And there is a point to this story. You're probably wondering why I'm rabbiting on. There is a point. Brought it back down again, fully loaded with the boot rack as well. Halfway down, I said to Alison, my other half, that's interesting. I have no brakes. At all.
That's not so good, is it?
So, thumping great lump up front, down through the gears, and eventually there was a little run-off, and I managed to stop the car about, 10 centimetres away from the wall. Thought, I've obviously lost the fluid. I'll cut a very long story short. I'd boiled the brakes.
Oh, no.
So...
Well, it can happen when you're up there in the mountains.
So this car now runs on racing fluid. And I've been promised by Robin Lackford it will no longer boil.
But you're not going to get those sort of conditions driving around Reigate, are you?
It was about 32 degrees.
Reigate Hill's quite steep.
But not usually 32 degrees.
No, that's true, Great, thank you for showing us your car, Austin.
Thank you.
And as we leave the MG Car Club South East Centre, we run by the T-Type register for the South East, and a lovely display of MG T-Types here.